Hey Richardson, my name's Saanvi and I'm a grade 10 rep. A couple of months ago, I was interviewed by the Prime Ministers of Student Government. Now it's my turn to interview them and let you guys in on their lives inside and outside the school. I also got the chance to ask them questions that you guys asked on the Newspaper Club's Instagram story, so be sure to stay tuned till the end to hear their answers. Thank you for coming. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, for sure. So my name's Richardson and I'm one of the co-primes of Clarke.
I'm Pranav. I'm also a co-prime with Clarke.
So we're going to be getting to know them a little bit better today, starting with what made you guys want to run for Prime Minister? Was it always something you knew you wanted to do?
Kind of. So in elementary, I've always been a leader. Like I've done MCing, I've been in a whole bunch of clubs. I even created my own club in elementary just because there wasn't like leadership opportunities. And then when I came to high school, like I joined student government grade 10. And then obviously like I knew, like I looked up to Aaliyah and Nicolette who were like the primes before. And then I was like, I want to become prime and I want to like be there for my student body. So that's how I became prime.
Personally, it was more of, I came in at grade 9 seeing like the prime that was there. And the year before, I actually worked with Aaliyah, who was the prime the year before this. And in elementary school, we were good friends. So moving through high school, we were too. Last year when I joined student government, she was prime. And seeing that, I was like, if she can do it, I can do it. And I kind of ran for prime thinking, we have a similar skill set, and I think I'd be great for the job.
So how did you guys find out you were elected prime, and what was your first reaction?
Okay, so it's actually a pretty funny story. How we actually happened was we joined a Google Meet one by one. There was an awkward wait time too, because they said it'd be 5-minute things, but sometimes it'd go on for like 20 minutes. So
yeah, they just wanted to extend the time to like make us more nervous.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Basically, and I was actually out with my friends at the time, so I had the Google Meet open in front of Aaron's porch, and they were all behind me with Nerf guns, and they said if I don't make it, maybe shot in the head. And I joined the meet, and they're all just sitting there like bodyguards behind me. And I'm like, so, what's the news? And they say, congratulations on being Prime Minister for 2021-2022. And then I got shot in the head with Nerf guns regardless. But that's basically what happened. It was with my whole friend group, and it was, probably one of the most fun moments of that year.
Mine wasn't as like fun as yours. Well, it was the same thing, like the meet and stuff, and then they told me, they kind of like put it in the lines. But did they do that for you? Like they didn't like straight up tell me I was prime. Like they kind of put it in, and then they all started smiling, and I was like, wait. Did I hear that right?
No, for me it was, I straight up asked them, like, am I getting shot or not? And then they were like, so Pranav? And then there was a huge pause, right? You know how Mr. Walker is?
Yeah.
He took a pause, kind of like corrected his posture, fixed his shirt, fixed his hair. Congratulations on becoming prime for the 2021-2022 year. And then everything happened.
You got shot with Nerf guns.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so for me it wasn't like that. Like they kind of just said like, oh, thank you for everything you did, because I was waiting for like, oh, you didn't make it, because like they made it seem like that, and then all of a sudden they put it in that you're prime. And then I found out that he was also prime when they posted it. So
on
the
Instagram, yeah.
They didn't tell us like who we were prime with, so it's kind of just like, oh, Pranav made it, yay.
Yeah, okay, to be honest, I didn't know her that well. Like, I didn't know her at all, because it was online, so I don't think we ever talked before becoming prime. So, I saw it on the Instagram, I'm like, who is this? I'm gonna be straight up with you, I was like, I know she was running, but I don't know you. So then I texted you, I'm like, congratulations.
Yeah.
And that's where we became friends.
So how do you guys find working together as a team?
Honestly, I didn't expect us to work so well at all, because I was like, I feel like there might be like that little power struggle that some people have.
We didn't really know each other, so
right?
it's kind of like, oh, yeah.
But for some reason, we like worked out pretty well. At the point, it's to the point where sometimes we don't even say shit to each other.
Yeah, we would know. Like it was like I talking. Like I would look at him like I know exactly what he means right now. We always say it.
Like there's the amount of times where she'll be across the room, and I'll just look at her, and she'll know what to do.
Yeah, I'm like he's telling me something to do. I'm gonna go do it. Like it's that type of thing. We work really well together.
So what are your day-to-day responsibilities as prime ministers?
Okay, so for me, like sometimes it'll feel like I don't have to do anything, and then sometimes it'll feel like I have so much to do. And I know me and Pranav can both relate to this. Like when we're walking through the hallways, everyone knows that you're PM. Not everyone, but like most people know.
Also, like at least 90% of people either say hi, dap you up, do something to acknowledge that they know you.
So then like you're hearing your name from like different places, and it's like.
It's odd to be honest, because I want to say like grade 9 and 10, I wasn't known back when we were actually in school. I was like just another kid, right? And at this point, it feels like I'm almost like a celebrity in the school. I know that sounds weird to say, but it's what it feels like, and I hate it. I'm gonna be completely honest.
We always talk about how
you're being interviewed right now. You're a celebrity. You're being interviewed.
Yeah. Nah, okay. I'll tell you why I hate it specifically. So every time you go to the washroom, washrooms are supposed to be private places. I get talked to while peeing. I don't like that, you know? I'm doing my business and someone's like, hey PM fam, what you saying? It's like, I don't want to talk to you while I'm doing my thing, you know?
But aside from like all that, you know, like we run events, like we try, especially with COVID, it's hard.
Yeah.
But like that's our daily task.
I feel like a lot of it's mostly Sunday night making an agenda.
Yeah.
Right? It's usually either me or her, like,
Yeah.
can you make it? I'm out. No, I can't make it. I'm out. It's like, oh no.
Oh no, yeah.
And then, okay, like we're always like, I want to say it's one of those things where you're also working off the clock, because I've talked to Mr. Walker and Miss Hewlin at like 2 a.m. sometimes, right? And like kudos to them for working that late too for a school club where they don't get paid.
Yeah.
Because I don't expect teachers to reply past 4, but they do any time of the day.
We love them.
Yeah.
You guys are doing great too. So if it's not the washroom, then what's the best part of being prime ministers?
Honestly, teachers give you a lot of leeway. Like if you're, so there's this floor restriction. Yeah, she's seen it. She's been, she's accompanied me to it. Where like there's floor restrictions, right? If you're coming from third, you can't go to first, stuff like that. I can walk past. They tell me hi, how are you, instead of hey, you can't do that.
I get told, hey, you can't do that.
Exactly, and if I say they're with me, the entire group passes for free. So that's how it goes.
So for me, it's like being known just so that people can actually like come to me with their concerns and stuff and questions. Like I love when I get DMs like, oh, like, do you know what this is about and stuff like that? Because like I feel like I'm actually doing my job. So I
gotta add, my follower count went from like 400 to 1,200 overnight when I got Prime. Funniest thing I've ever had happen. I went from a private account not having any posts to public account not having any posts. But with
yeah, so I didn't do that. If you're on requested, I'm very sorry. Just DM me.
Nah, I don't post anything, so I don't really care. But I have like 1,200 followers now, and it's super funny to me.
What are your goals for this year?
Okay, so there's actually a few. I want to make sure like everyone's been stuck at home for the past 2 years, right? And I'm going to refer back to my campaign video. I want to make up for 2 years in one, straight up, only because we didn't have any events for 2 years, or if we did, they were kind of lousy online ones,
yeah.
right? And like, there's not much we could have done online. So this year we're in person. We're trying to make the best of it. And of course, we won't have pep rallies, HOCO, and all that cool stuff. But stuff like the Terry Fox run that did happen, I feel like everyone enjoyed it because it was a change and like a break from everything. So I want to keep that up. Yeah. I
want like the student body to know about like information that happens around our school, because like even being a part of student government grade 10, like I've known that like I was just a grade 10 rep, but like I get DMs being like, oh, I didn't know about it and stuff like that. I don't even know who the primes are. So like I kind of want to let like the school know, like I want to get involved within like different parts of school, not just student government, and I want to like let people know like the opportunities there is. That's just like my goal.
So how can students contribute to that? Like, what do you want to tell the student body?
Honestly, just be honest with us, because I feel like there's like a negative stigma around student government that it's like an exclusive club or something. It's not.
That's one of our goals too. Just
right? Like I want to make sure people understand that we're representing you like how your mayor represents you in the parliament, right? It's literally just, we're here to make the decisions on your behalf. We don't think of anything. We honestly, 7 out of 10 things we've done have been other people's recommendations. So I don't want you guys to be like scared when you come talk to us. Just come talk to us. I actually like when people give me recommendations.
Yeah, like if you see us in the hallway, like don't ignore us. Like, you know, like we'll actually talk to you. We'll stop and like we'll take your concerns, we'll take your questions, we'll take anything. And all I'll say is follow our Instagram, because like sometimes last minute, like we don't even come to school, like in the middle of the night we'll post up quickly, like last minute plans, like from 4 to like 9, we'll just quickly post something that we plan on the spot. So like obviously we can't come to school, like yeah.
So you guys work really hard at school, but what do you guys like to do for fun outside of school?
So, as most people are, I'm a gamer when it comes to it. I play games for like any free time that I have. If my friends are online, I hop on, play a game or two. I can't say it's not stressful playing games, because those are some really competitive games, but it helps blow off the steam from the day, because even not just student government, just in general, I'm working like 12-hour days at minimum. So getting a little bit of free time is rare, but I use it as much as I can.
For me, it's just sleeping. Like, I just sleep for everything. Just sleeping half the time.
So how do you manage student government, academics, and extracurriculars?
I'm gonna be honest, I made the mistake first quadrimester of prioritizing student government over math class, because it took me until Mr. Basista told me, extracurriculars are cool and all, but remember, you're racing for marks in high school. And that's kind of when it clicked in, where I'm like, shoot, I've been spending too much time trying to make school fun, where I forgot that I need to get into university myself, right? But now what I feel like I do is school comes first. So even if I have something pending for student government, I'm actually going to do school first, then I move on to student government, then outside of school stuff.
For me, so I am in grade 11. So for me, when I was in student government in grade 10, I was also like a part of like every possible club there because it was online, so there wasn't much clubs running. So like there, I kind of learned how to like time manage with like the extracurriculars. So I was part of like all of them and school. So I feel like it wasn't as hard for me to adjust into like prime in school. So yeah.
I feel like a question she's not going to ask, but I want to ask her is how many days after school do you get home at 4 instead of like 5?
This year?
This year.
Barely.
Like 1 or 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then we're in the same boat. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's dark outside.
It's dark.
It's so dark.
Like you leave school and you're like, oh, it's nighttime.
Yeah.
So we want to know more about what you guys are like outside of school. So what's an interesting fact about you that no one at school knows other than your friends?
Okay, so before I even Pranav like said this answer, I know it's gonna be like extreme, but like I'm a very boring person. So like, I'm the type of person to be like, I love baking, that type of thing. I tutor outside of school, so I think that's like my interesting fact.
I have a few things I do outside of school because as fun as school is, I don't like school. So I do archery, I ride a motorcycle, I own 2 businesses. You know, I have 3 jobs outside of school, and here and there, like in the summer, I play volleyball, but that's about it.
I'll do that in grade 12, guys.
That's very interesting. I actually didn't know that. Our next question is, what are your favorite shows and movies?
So my favorite show, I'm gonna cut her off because I want to talk about it, is Suits. Now, I don't know why, but I really like Suits. I'm on my like 3rd rewatch. It's long, but I like the business world, and it's like a perfect representation of what the business world isn't. So I like the imaginary business world that it shows. Favorite movie right now is probably Far From Home, even though it's not out. I feel like it might be, but yeah.
For me, it's like, I don't really have a favorite movie or a favorite show. I just watch like everything or anything that's trending, or if Pranav tells me to watch it, like he's been bugging me to watch Squid Games, and I still haven't. So.
It's been like 3 months when it was trending. It's not trending anymore, so.
Imagine someone watches this and they're like in like 2029. Anyways, yeah, so I just watch like anything that's trending.
So you guys are obviously doing great in high school, but I want to know what your plans are after high school. Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Realistically, 10 years from now, I'm probably working computer science in one of the big 5 companies. You know, I'm going to Waterloo for that, so I'd hopefully be in my 5th or 6th year at that point, making good money, maybe in California or maybe in downtown Toronto. But if I get lucky, I might be doing some sort of business, you know, owning a business, making money off that, being kind of funny rich. Yeah.
For me in 10 years, I would say I'm either working or I already am trying to become a pediatrician when I grow up, and also owning a business. That's always been like one of my goals.
Me too,
so then,
me too.
So what is the biggest challenge you have faced as prime ministers or as part of student government?
Working with COVID, like that's the biggest thing ever.
I feel like I had so many ideas coming into this, but every single one of them got shot down because either it's not COVID safe, or it's not COVID safe, or it's not COVID safe. Like I've never had a reason to not run an event other than it's not COVID safe. Because the teachers are so open-minded with this stuff, and especially Miss Jadoon, like she'll approve everything and anything, but COVID.
COVID, yeah. And I'm glad that we like fixed ourselves right away through the mindset that like some events won't run, because like in the beginning, like September, we were like, oh my god, like what events can we run if we can't run any of these?
It was demoralizing.
Yeah.
Because we were like, we wanted to do like huge events, like the Terry Fox run, for example, but bigger, like an actual, you know, what's it called? I'm running out of words. Big event.
Like just a big event. Like we can't really do big events because of like capacity levels and stuff like that. And like if we do want to do big capacity levels, it needs to be outside. And now that like with the weather and stuff, we can't really do that.
We wanted to do a haunted house for Halloween, but that wasn't allowed.
Yeah.
Or like a school festival outside, still not allowed.
So definitely COVID's the answer.
Okay, so lastly, even with COVID, what would you advise to students who are looking to be more involved in the school?
There's a lot of opportunities. Like clubs have basically all started up, I'm pretty sure. Like there's lists around the school in front of guidance and stuff like that. Just get involved, guys. Like it's gonna treat you at that.
Yeah, and to add on to that, I know sometimes there's like not a club that you like, or you have an idea for a club and you know it just doesn't exist yet. You can start your own club, and you can start it up as late as you want. All you need is 4 friends and a teacher. So if you feel like you want to do something but it doesn't exist, make it happen, right? Initiative is huge in the school, and they give you opportunities for it too.
So for our last segment, we're going to be answering some questions from you guys, from the student body. A lot of them were asked on the newspaper club story. So the first one they want to ask is, why are gas prices so high?
Okay, so basically how it works is inflation and the supply and demand chain. I'm not actually going to go into specifics, but America.
He's got it.
Yeah, I agree.
I think I hit all the key points there.
It's very insightful.
Thank you.
Okay. What is your
Mind
favorite?
blown.
What is your favorite Marvel movie?
Ooh, that's hard. That's real hard. That's not fair. Shoot. It
I
has
think you're not watching Marvel movies?
Iron Man
Okay.
2 or 3. I really like Tony Stark. I want to be like Tony Stark.
We all want to be like Tony Stark.
Thank you.
You haven't seen that?
No.
Oh.
Ooh. The people want to know, what plans do you have for the school?
When it comes to the school, right, like I wanted to make this super fun this year, right? Like as many events, as many like festivals, like little things that we could do where everyone's just having fun. Cause I feel like this year, with like basically a full reset of who's been in the school, we can up school spirit. Cause I feel like in the past it's been, you know, people didn't do school spirit because they thought it'd be uncool to do it.
Mm-hmm.
My plan for the school is to have as much school spirit as possible, get people actually caring about J. Clarke, you know, repping the school spirit, making sure they're participating in events, buying your Hope for the Holiday raffle tickets. But yeah.
I feel like wait till summer, because like after summer we don't have
Oh,
to
yeah.
do indoor activities.
And not even that, we have no restrictions, like restrictions are toning down as we go.
Yeah.
I feel like around March we can probably have proper outdoor events, like a proper school festival.
So that all sounds really exciting. People want to know what your favorite subject is at the school.
So I'm gonna say physics. I've always been like a physics kid. You know, I was like, I think in the 6th grade when I started studying quantum mechanics. So physics has never been hard for me. I feel like the math is kind of basic when it comes down to it. The concepts make sense, and it kind of makes me understand the world around me. So that's probably why it's my favorite.
Math used to be my favorite subject. Let's just talk about that. And then after grade 9, it kind of like, you know, we're getting back there. But for me, I'll just stick with English. I like writing. I like reading. I like exploring texts. I don't know. I like English.
Explore JCR newspaper.
Yes.
Right on the store. Right
That's
now,
why we're part of newspaper
after
club.
we're done watching this. Okay, now this is a fun question. Do you live at the school? Answer honestly.
Honestly, my parents think I do. I spend way too much time here. I'm here at like 8:30 some mornings, and I'm not out of here till 6 sometimes. Like, I want to go home some days where it's like, it's 2:30 and I'm like, bro, 4 more hours. I want to go home, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like we just do it for you guys, because if I had the choice, I probably would go home.
Love you.
But yeah.
Especially on Mondays, because that's our during our meetings, and they like take long. And aside from that, like at home too, I'm always working on like school stuff.
Mhm.
It's never like my own time. So yeah.
I miss when school was 8 to 3, because when it was like 8 to 3, I used to, even if I had a club and like it took long, I'd be home by 5 latest,
Mhm.
not 6:30 some days.
Yeah.
And suppose after a club, you know, you get out of the school, but people kind of stand around and talk. Sometimes it's 7. Like, I've been out since 7. I want to go home.
Yeah.
So our last question is the one that we've all been waiting for. It's one that I was asked. Lots of people who tried out for student government were asked, and I've thought about it every day since I was asked it. It's very serious, so I want you guys to answer honestly. If you were a fruit, what fruit would you be and why?
Okay, I knew it'd come back to me someday, but...
Not too early.
Yeah, honestly, if I could be any fruit, it'd be a pineapple. I love pineapples, plus prickly on the outside, sweet on the inside, kind of like me. But yeah.
I would be a passion fruit because of the name. I'm passionate about what I do. Simple as that.
Okay, well that's
Did
all
we
we
pass?
have.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys passed.
Yay.
Okay, so that's all the questions I have. Thank you for coming. Make sure to stay tuned for more videos and check out the Eye on the Storm Instagram as well as the Student Government Instagram.
Check it out, guys.
Bye!